Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Givaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवं च। श्रीरूपं सग्रजातं सहगुणरघुनाथं तं सजीवं सद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगुणललिता श्रीविशाखावितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुश्च कृपा सिन्धुैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दं। Thank you very much for coming. So, you're coming for the first time, Prabhu? You're coming regularly? You're coming first time? What's your name, Prabhu? Ritik. Okay, thank you. Welcome. So every day, generally, after Arati, we have the class here. So we almost covered third chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So today we'll be covering one of the verses of third chapter, which is Karma Yoga, which is verse number 27. Okay. प्रभु हरे कृष्ण। इसको इधर कर सकते हैं क्या? इधर कर सकते हैं। That side, yeah? प्रकृतिः क्रियाकर्माणि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशाम् अहंकार विमुक्तात्मा कर्ता अहम् इति मन्यते। You can repeat after me. प्रकृतेः क्रियाकर्माणि गुणे कर्माणि सर्वशाम् अहंकार विमुक्तात्मा कर्ता अहम् इति मन्यते। So here to say prakriti meaning of material nature. Okay, it's talking about material nature. Prakriti. Okay, kriya karmani meaning being done. Gune meaning by the modes of the material nature. Karmani meaning activities. Sarvasha means all different kind of activity. Ahankara vimudha. Ahankara meaning false ego. Vimudha meaning bewildered. The ahankara vimudha meaning bewildered by false ego. Atma, here saying Atma meaning the spirit soul. Atma, okay, spirit soul. Karta meaning doer, who is doing, right? Doer. Aham meaning I. Okay, aham I. Iti meaning thus. Manyate, he thinks. Manyate meaning he thinks. Okay. The translation goes like this. It says that the spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, think himself the doer of activities that are actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. He is saying that spirit soul, that the Atma, the I, is saying bewildered by the influence of false ego, ahankara. Okay, because of ahankar, he thinks that he is the only doer. Okay, I'll just put it. So he thinks he is the only doer. Okay, he is the only doer. But actually, it is carried out by the Prakriti. Okay, by the three modes of material nature. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, it's saying that two persons, one in Krishna consciousness and other in the material consciousness, working on the same level, may appear to be working on the same platform, but there is a wide gulf of difference between their respective position. The person in material consciousness is convinced by false ego that he is the doer of everything. Okay, so we'll elaborately explain. He doesn't know that the mechanism of the body is produced by material nature, which works under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. The materialistic person has no knowledge that ultimately he is under the control of Sri Krishna. Okay? The person in false ego takes all credit for doing everything independently, and that is a symptom of naissance. He doesn't know that his gross and subtle body is the creation of material nature under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And as such, his bodily and mental activities should be engaged in the service of the Lord Krishna, in Krishna consciousness. The ignorant man forgets that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as the Rishikesha, or the master of the senses of the material body, for due to his long misuse of the senses in sense gratification, he is factually bewildered by false ego, which makes him forget his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. Okay, so basically in this verse it is saying that because we are associated with the matter for so long, we think we are the ultimate position. Okay, we think we are the ultimate for whatever I am doing. There is no other control. Okay, there is no other control. But this verse is telling us that no, there is something else. The Prakriti is also the doer. We are also the doer. And then we know from Bhagavad Gita, if we read more elaborately, we know that the three things is required. One is the person whose endeavor is required, and then Prakriti who needs to give us the appropriate thing, and then ultimately we need the sanction from the Lord also. We may have our own intention, we may have the necessary thing. If the sanction doesn't come from the Lord, things will not roll in. Okay. So there are three things required. But because of ahankar, even though these other things are there, Prakriti is there and Lord sanction is there, but the Jivatma thinks, the ignorant person thinks that I am the only doer. Okay? Why? Because of ahankar. Because of ahankar. So now the question is actually, so this is the 27th number verse in the Karma Yoga. The 27th verse in Karma Yoga, right? So what is the context here? Why Lord Krishna is saying this thing to Arjuna, right? This is in the Karma Yoga. So why this thing? Why Lord Krishna is saying that? Okay, I am the only, you are the only. What is the context? Right? Very difficult to understand if you just read this verse. So you have to go a little bit back. Okay, little bit back because you are coming for the first time. Have you heard Bhagavad Gita any time before in discourse? Here? No, you not here. So I'll just quickly. Just give just run through the previous verses or previous chapters. In fact, so in the Bhagavad Gita, we are the third chapter, by the way. Okay, the third chapter. The first chapter has description of the Kurukshetra war is given, right? And then after giving the descriptions, like Arjuna is almost like bewildered. You already know. When he saw this, his relatives, everybody, brother, kith and kin, right? Friends, and so many people is going to die. So he thinks of the consequences at that time, consequences, and he could not able to. He told Krishna that he not no longer able to fight, right? And he has given justification, which seems to be valid from the material point of view. From justification, whatever is given, he seems to be valid.
So basically then, but also he is confused, because if he is able to solve the problem by his own justification, he should have left, but he is still there in the battlefield. It means somewhere in the back of his mind he is thinking whatever he is telling is not, may not be correct. Okay, even though he is giving justification to Krishna, but he is not convinced himself. So with his best ability, he could not solve his own problem. Okay, and then he surrenders unto the Lord Shri Krishna in chapter 2nd. Okay, chapter 2nd. So whom he surrendered? He surrendered to his chariot driver, right? Partha Sarathi. Who is the Partha Sarathi? He's not. See, he's Krishna maybe, but at the time, who was he? He was chariot driver. So this is the first lesson. So when we have someone superior to us, even though he is a chariot driver, we can surrender. Right? Correct? Right? So Arjuna surrenders. Then Arjuna surrendered. Then Krishna gives lot of things. First he chastised, how these things came to you, Arjuna. You are a great fighter. After coming to battlefield, you should not talk like this. Okay. So and then in the chapter 2nd is like a very elaborate, not very elaborative, but he has given like empirical way, body, soul, karma yoga, little bit. So little bit he is trying to explain, thinking that the Arjuna will understand. Okay. So when he has given all this analytical Sankhya philosophy that we call it, especially the Atma Tattva is given in the 2nd chapter. Okay. And then Arjuna asks one question, and the karma yoga, first question he is asked, Krishna, you told me that Jnana Yoga, Buddhi Yoga is better. Okay. Then why you ask me to engage? Why you are asking me to engage in the ghastly affair, this warfare? Right? Why you want to do these things? Let me take sannyas and go. If your Buddhi Yoga is better, right? Why you want me to ask sannyas? He got confused. Then he addressed Krishna as Janardhana. Janardhana, and basically he is asking Krishna to tell very decisively. Okay. Correctly you tell me what is better, okay, what I should do. Still not convinced. Okay. Then Krishna started the famous Karma Yoga chapters. Okay, famous Karma Yoga chapter. So here in the Karma Yoga, it's a very important chapters. First of all, we have to understand, okay, why this is important. Okay, so this is, before you go into the Karma Yoga, what all are there here, like why it is given in the first chapter and why it is so important. So you must be when you are coming here, right? So we are most of the times we are talking about bhakti. We should do devotion to the Savior, devotion to the Lord, devotion to the Lord. So why is the Karma Yoga fit into this, right? See, these things, pure bhakti is one thing, right? But we are still not there, right? We are still not there. We are in the process. We are in the path, right? So if we analyze our 24 hours activity for a day, right? Most of the times we are not doing bhakti. Correct, right? Most of the times we are not doing bhakti. Then what? Only doing for certain period of chanting. If someone is doing at all doing that part and some hearing is right. What about the rest of the time? Just 90% of the time we are not doing anything. What about those? Right? So basically we are doing some mental activity. So how can we spiritualize this part of the time? Okay? So that we can purify our soul, right? So in that way, so that comes the karma and then plus yoga. Okay? Like karma meaning good, bad. If you do the good thing will happen. If you do the bad thing will happen. That's the karma, right? If you do in a proper shastric way, then good thing will happen for you. Right? People say moral values and everything, right? That is like good things. If you intentionally do bad things, even though Shastra doesn't recommend it, then it is a bad thing will happen for you. This is called vikarma. Bad thing will happen. Rather than going to heavenly planet, you may go down to the lower planetary systems, or maybe you can born as a lower species of life. Okay, so those kind of thing. That is called karma. Now, what is the karma yoga? He's saying that karma yoga meaning to connect, right? Yoga means to connect. Connect to whom? Connect to the Atma, to the Paramatma. Okay. Through karma, if you connect Atma to Paramatma, is called karma yoga. Okay. It's called karma yoga. Now Krishna in in the beginning of the third chapter, so I'm coming to the sloka. So beginning of the third chapter, he's talking about the what kind of karma he's talking about. Is this the karma kanda yoga, or is it something else? Okay, it's something else. The first thing itself, what Krishna is telling is a nishkam karma. Okay, work done without attachment. Okay, you do as a matter of duty. You do as a matter of duty. Okay, you matter of duty. You matter of duty, and then so that is called nishkam karma. Nishkam karma. So because then how it is related to the Arjuna? How it is related to Arjuna? Because Arjuna wanted to run away, right? Wanted to run away from the battlefield. And Krishna said, no, don't go, don't. Wait. Don't run away. So he's telling that you do, this is because you are a Kshatriya and this is your duty to protect the dharma. Correct, right? Protect the dharma. So you do your duty without thinking, without attachment. Okay? Don't think about the result. Without attachment, you do your duty. Okay? Do your duty. Now the question is, the Arjuna's back of the mind, he's always thinking, right? If I do this activity, meaning if I go in the war, right? So many people will die. I have to kill my grandchild, Bhishma, my Acharya, right? My brothers, right? Everybody I have to kill. What about those sins? What about those things? The Krishna is a Paramatma. He knows what is going on in Arjuna's mind. So now when he is telling Nishkam karma, meaning karma is also there. So now the Krishna is telling in 3.9, probably you can repeat that one. I'll just, for the sake of interest of time, maybe I'll read the translation of it. He's saying the work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in the material world. Okay, very important verse. Okay, so whatever Nishkam karma if you do, like how you do. Okay, so that I do not get sin out of it. Right? So how we should do? As a sacrifice. As a sacrifice for whom? For Vishnu. Otherwise, it will be a bondage. It's a perpetual bondage in this material world. So, therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction. Whom satisfaction? Lord Krishna, Vishnu's satisfaction. In that way, you will always remain free from bondage. Okay? So you understand now? So Krishna comes to karma. He asks for sannyasa or karma, which is better. He asks that question. Arjuna first is telling no. Don't become a pretender. Okay? The exact word that Krishna tells is, mithachari. That is the word Krishna used here. So because why he is used there that word? Sometimes we think, okay, if this thing is better, then let me leave my family, let me leave my job, let me go to some place, let me take sannyasa and do the bhajan kirtan, all these things, right? But if you take sannyasa, will you be able to really concentrate there? You may not be able to concentrate. You will always thinking, my son, I used to eat that food, I'm not getting that food, okay? I like that food, taste of that food is very much, right? In that way. So you'll be doing there, you're there, but mind will be in the material sense gratification only, right? So you'll be pretender, you will be like wearing the robes of the sannyasi, but actually you are not behaving the sannyasi. So Krishna is saying, rather than being a pretender, you become a karma yogi. Okay? And then become a karma yogi. So now to become karma yogi, now what will you do? Okay, I'll do the karma. Then what is the bondage? How will you get to the bondage? So whatever I do as an act as sacrifice or offering to the Lord Vishnu. Then what will not, it will not bind us in the material world. We will be able to get out of this. Okay? So that is the like 3 point till, and on the ninth sloka, it is said. Then after that, Krishna has explained the whole karma kanda things from the verse number 10 to around maybe probably 16th. Okay, where it is explained like how he is initially created, everything that you have to offer to the demigod, right? And when demigod will be happy, so they have given some in charge. Rains will come, the rains will happen. So this complete cycle will be fulfilled, and he will also be happy. So he explained that thing, right? He's explained that thing, and so So now the question is there is one very important verse. So after explaining this, I'm a bit of running away because Prabhuji told me that maybe 7:30 some more classes are going to start. So maybe we have another 5 minutes to discuss. So see, Krishna is explaining karma kanda things, right? But on the 17th verse, very interesting. See what he tells. But just repeating the translation of it. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human form is of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satisfied, for him there is no duty. Basically, Krishna is telling first Arjuna, perform your duty, perform your duty, perform your duty. Because he is Kshatriya, you need to fight to protect the dharma, to perform your duty, perform your duty. But in this sloka, what is saying? Who is self-satisfied or self-realized, right? For him there is no duty. And Arjuna got a point. Oh, great! This is what I am looking for. Correct, right? This is what I am looking for. I am self-realized. Okay, now I can get out. I can run away from the world. Okay, I am self-realized now. I can run away. Correct, na? Now Krishna sits in the Paramatma. Is Paramatma, he knows. Okay, now Krishna explains. See what is explained. Very important. So in the from verse number 20, from till 29, what is telling there? I'll read one of the verse. Is telling that self-realized person. Now he is giving the example. Okay, he's telling the self-realized person. Okay, self-realized person don't have to do this. Okay, don't have to do this. So in that case, can I run away from the place? Can I run away from the Krishna gives example. So Krishna here, before you go there, I'll tell one verse. So he's telling that yat acharati shrestha tat ivatara janaha sa yat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartate. He's telling that whatever action a great man perform, common man follow. Yat acharati shrestha tat ivatara janaha. Whatever the great people or the intelligent people does, common man follow. That anyway we know from our day-to-day experience also, right? If some big personality or some good person does something, other people try to follow, right? So Krishna telling Arjuna that even though that you may be, when he is not telling Arjuna that okay, you are not in that level, okay, you are not in that level. So he's saying even though you are in that level, still you have to perform your duty because acharati shrestha, because you are the great example setter. If you set the example that even to protect the dharma you fought, right? The other people will follow. Right? Other people will follow. For that alone you should fight. For that alone you should fight. Then Krishna gives the example for himself that in the three world there is no work for me. Nobody can dictate me what I should do, what I should not to do. Still, I am doing my duty. Krishna is telling, still I am doing my duty. So in that respect, you should also do your duty, your nishkama. Okay. So that is the thing try to tell. Now, how it is related to that? Our 27th number verse. So Krishna was explaining here. Okay. Krishna is explaining here, then, and he was, while explaining, Krishna in verse number, because, so if you understand the verse number 27, right, 27 is just telling that, Jiva thinks that he is the only doer. And to understand these things, what is the context, we have to go maybe one or two sloka before. Okay, so in 25th sloka, it is saying that for the ignorant people, for the karma kandi and karma yogi, what is the features, what they do, okay, what they do. So basically, the ignorant people or karma kandi people who are mostly interested in the putative results, okay, they think that they does the work with attachment. Okay? So meaning if I do the work, result should come. Okay? I'm too much attached, like a car. I bought a car, need for ride, but too much attached. If something is scratched on the car, it as if like a scratch on my body. So we're too attached. What is the karma yoga? Okay, fine. I have a car, I have to go, that's fine. Car got scratched, no problem, it's a car only. Okay? This is meaning you associate with the things in a detached way. Okay? You associate with the thing detached way. So that is the thing Krishna was explaining. And while explaining the ignorant people or karmakanda people, this 27th number verse came. Actually, because those ignorant people thinks that they are the only doer. They are the only doer. They doesn't think that the Prakriti is another factor is there. Another factor is there. Okay. So what we can learn from him? So the takeaway from this verse from the Karma Yoga section is, one is the Karma Yoga is very essential because we can spiritualize our rest of the time, right? Our day-to-day work in such a way that it falls in the, it ultimately goes to the bhakti yoga. As an offering to the Lord. Whatever we do as an offering to the Lord. If you prepare nice food, you can offer to the Lord. So that can be one. If you buy a nice dress, you can offer first to the Lord. Even anyway you are going to wear it, first offer to the Lord. When you have so much of money, first salary, you can afford at least 1 rupees. You can offer. I think that will not harm. Okay. In that way, when you bring up our children, you can bring up the children as Krishna conscious children. In all these things, everything can be put under Krishna conscious things. You can spiritualize actually. So that is very important. So what it will do? It will slowly fill the chitta mala. What is the impurities in the heart? It will cleanse those impurities slowly. Okay. Then you will be able to transcend from the karma yoga to the jnana, the bhakti yoga slowly. Okay. So, if you have any questions, you can take up. I think we have almost consumed our time. Hare Krishna. Any questions you have? You are coming for the first time, Prabhu? You are coming regularly? You are coming? First time? Oh, okay. Yes, generally 6:45, right, Prabhu? 6:45 every day, and the classes starts. If you come before, then you'll get Aarti. Yeah. So, any questions we have, we can wait. Prabhu, we have time? Time is up? Yes. Okay. Yeah, we can take up maybe 1 or 2 questions. Anything? Any questions? Okay. Hare Krishna.